Well. Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here to High Top Sports. We are live. Be sure to smash the like button and subscribe. The wife decorated us up a little holly jolly Christmas cheer, although I'm not sure if there's a lot of holiday cheer going on at this very moment. All right, we've got some massive news that we've got to talk about. It has been talked about all day long. It has been mayhem, and there's a lot of opinions flying around. I feel like it's worse than the election, okay? We got too many sides here of what's going on, of opinions and whatnot. We got a civil war happening here of who's right, who's wrong. Should we have kept him? We got to talk about it. Let's read what Mr. Strickland had to say that he released that everybody obviously saw for. I can't even see that. I'm going to read that from there. Ain't no chance in hell. Gator Nation, I want to let you know that Billy Napier will continue as head football coach of the Florida Gators. Now, some are asking is why we even have to release this message. I think it's safe to say why. I mean, we've had the conversation here on our show. There's been multiple articles written from other sources about what coaches could be next. There's a possible buyout that was collected. There's been a ton of noise. Point the blame to whoever you want of why this letter should be released. There's plenty of options to go to. As we've seen the past several weeks, the young men on this team represent what it means to be a Gator. Their resolve, effort, and execution are evident in their performance and growth each week, building a foundation that promises greater success next season and beyond. I think whatever side you're on, we can all sit here and agree that there has been a switch flipped on this team. UF's commitment to excellence and a championship caliber team program is unwavering. In these times of change across college athletics, we are dedicated to a disciplined, stable approach that is focused on long-term sustained success for Gator athletes, recruits, and fans. I'm confident that Billy will meet the challenge and opportunity ahead. We will work alongside him to support any changes needed to evaluate Gator football as college athletic evolves. UF is committed to embracing innovation and strategy, ensuring the Gators thrive in today's competitive landscape. Gator Nation has remained strong, showing up every game to stand up with our team. The loyalty creates an incredible program, blah, blah, blah. Now I can call on all Gator Nation to continue to stand behind Billy and his dedicated work behind a championship program. Okay, lots to unpack there, boys, that people are probably going to not be too happy about. I mean, you're already seeing, and I've heard there's been some cancellations on Florida Victorious. I know that people have said, I'm not going to a game. We've had people on our Discord not be very happy or ecstatic about what's been going on. And rightfully so. I don't feel like anybody is wrong for their reaction or their feelings. We put a lot of effort, a lot of energy into this team over the last couple of years. And I was actually talking to my buddy about it today. Since this podcast has started, it started at the end of the Mullen era and at the beginning of the Billy era. So all this kind of podcast and us as a family know is the hope of getting better, right? The dream of that we're turning things around. We've been patient. We've been bought in. And now we're kind of at our wits' ends. And this is the message that we got, is that we're still riding this choo-choo train. Now, I know a lot of people are like, hey, what is your thoughts on this? Where do you stand on it? I think the decision's been made. He's not going anywhere. What I like about it is that we can be done talking about it. We said it on Wednesday. I was sick of this. All right, well, this week now, what are we doing? Where do we go after this week? Where do we go after that week? Right? That's where we were kind of going back and forth. This message eliminates that, right? Now, if things look worse and worse, organically it will come back up. But for me, I'm glad that we can move. After a couple of days, we can move past this. For now, I think we're going to be in shambles about it. Rightfully so. But I'm glad that we can move past this. At the moment this was dropped, the Tramel Jones news was fong-bombed. I think there was probably some reason to believe that recruits were probably being pushed away because of this. Will Harris supported it vocally. So there seems to be some positive going on. For me, again, where I stand on this, big picture here, right? Everybody wants to fire and move on. And I think for me, and I've had multiple conversations about this with multiple people. David Swolder is fired up. He's beyond frustrated with it. We talked about it yesterday a little bit. He's upset with it. And I know for me, what sucks about this is that you kind of have to pick a side in a way and make a stance on what you believe. And you guys know that where I've always been. I've been labeled as a sunshine pumper, the Disney Gator. No things can go wrong. I've kind of leaned into it a little bit. I mean, it is what it is. I'll take it out on the chin, and people get annoyed by that because I'm constantly just hyping them up, and I can get the frustration from that as well. Just want us to be successful like the rest of us. I think there's going to be a side of Gator Nation that just says, F this, we're done with this guy, burn it all down. I'm not supporting it, and I respect and appreciate that opinion as well. And I think we're all going to have to find a way of navigating through this. And look, for me, I don't like to piss anybody off or really get, in the middle of these things. But when you kind of make a stand, you may disappoint some people in your thought process and your decision. Kudos to Stephen Harris. He has been very vocal about it. The way that he's handled himself about it has been incredible. People are calling him out, and he goes, I can go ahead and show you the ring if need be. So for me, look, I think this is what it is. I'm going to support my team. I'm going to support the boys, like I've said since the beginning. I think we can question the decision at hand and maybe not see it from a full-blown perspective. But here's the thing. I said this on Wednesday's show. We talked about it with Jake Crane. The market for getting a head coach is very strange. This being the first year of the 12-team playoff, this turnover is not as simple as we would like it to be. And I know what you're going to go. You're accepting mediocrity. You're accepting being a loser. That's fine. I'm simply trying to go from a logistics standpoint. That's what we're going out of here. If the two coaches that we keep hearing, there's multiple coaches. You hear Lane Kiffin, you hear Kurt Singetti. Those guys right now are playoff bound, okay? It's not like it's just bowl season where the coach will say, hey, I'm not coaching the bowl game, I'm out. They've moved the signing day up 2 weeks to the early December. You've got playoffs, which will take it away an entire month. The transfer portal closes sooner, right? There's so many moving pieces. And then you go through all that, it's all said and done. Are you guaranteed to get a Lane? Are you guaranteed to get a Kurt? And I'm going to go with the Kurt stuff here in just a few moments. You're not guaranteed. As much as people want to say if they'll pay the money, they'll go get it. The money's another big issue. $26 million he's owed, plus the staff's buyout, plus their... Now, I've been a big component of, I think the money excuse is bullshit. But if you say, hey, one more year on his contract, we don't pay a dime, we just pay what's expected, not $26 million, it goes away, we've got more to function with. The narrative has been this $26 million that was collected to be a buyout can now go to the portal and other things. That I do question. I saw Pete Nako say, hey, this is going to be a move heavily towards the transfer portal. I'll be on the same side with you guys. They haven't shown me any sign of life to be aggressive in the transfer portal. There's still going to be a question mark if Billy will be here for the year after. So that portal is going to be kind of your one and done year guys. And you got to be aggressive and you got to be smart about it and you got to move quickly. All things that Billy has not done. So I'm not quite sure that they're going to just flip a switch and be dialed in. Florida Victorious tweeted out, good things to come. I don't know what any of that means. It's almost like they're trying to do a rebuild inside of a rebuild with this information, right? That's what it feels like. Like we're just going to reset the reset, but not reset. It's, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like the Domino's commercial back in the day where it's like, yeah, we know our pizza sucks. That's on us. All right. We know it sucks. We're going to fix it though. It's going to be okay. They understood the product hasn't been what's been promised, but they're going to, see what they can do now. It's still it's still very frustrating, but look, I think there's promise in keeping DJ Lagway. He tweeted it out as well. I think that's something to kind of keep in mind. DJ Lagway tweeted or put it on Instagram, kind of like go Gators. To me, for all of us that are being like, hey, we're accepting mediocrity, we're accepting losers. You think DJ Lagway wants to be a loser? You think DJ Lagway doesn't want to be here? Now, obviously, there's going to be a lot of noise and a lot of possibility of guys trying to flip DJ Lagway from Florida. Okay? That was the narrative at the beginning of the season. It's going to be the narrative now. There is blood in the water. Can Napier hold on? I don't know. I have no idea. People are saying that players are upset. They're going to transfer. They're going to do all these things. If they're upset because he's staying, they were going to be leaving anyways, in my opinion. People are going to leave. People are going to transfer. That's just the name of the game. That's the world that we live in currently. So that was happening whether he stayed or whether he goes. That is what it is. So we're going to have to get through that, go through that bumpy stage, but at least we'll have a foundation to hopefully overcome those things. There was a message as well that was sent out. I saw it on Twitter flying around that he was told he has to hire an OC. That's one of the changes that have to be made. Apparently a recruit said this. Pitt, the OC, is the son of legend Kerwin Bell. So Cade Bell was one of the considerations as well. So there's been names tossed around. Again, we heard this drama last year. We heard this stuff last year. Am I going to be completely bought in? Look, was I maybe a little over the top in buying into all these things last year? 100%. I'm 100% more reserved about all of these things because we've been promised the world and the world snatched away from us as well too. So it's not all of it's going to be great. Another key component too that you have to look at couple of notes on Napier. Pete Thamel tweeted this. Per ESPN source, 70% of Florida's NIL money is in freshmen and sophomores. That's huge. Obviously, some of the part of that being from DJ Lagway. So, and we've seen this team go really young in the last couple of weeks here, and those guys have really stepped up. And I know we kind of heard the same narrative last year too, right? You got to kind of bring that and touch on this team is young. They'll be back. This team is still young, and a lot of the money and a lot of the investment that bought into Billy is still going to be there. Does that mean we're not going to lose those guys too? No, I imagine we still lose a few freshmen and a few sophomores. Names to keep an eye on, again, being the Eugenes, the Trayons. Again, they're injured, but I know there was people felt that they could be leaving as well. Devin Moore is a junior. He's injured again. I don't know what his status is, things like that. We'll see, but that is something to kind of keep in mind too, is that your entire investment, your entire foundation is into the youth of this program that has bought into Billy Napier and has seemed to have turned a switch going into a few things. People are going to hate it. The schedule's been a gauntlet. We knew that going into it as well too, that it was going to be a doozy as well. And I know right now, here's the thing what sucks. Here's what sucks, is that you've got the Uncle Lou's, he's in here already rock and rolling. You've got Miami fans, you've got Tennessee fans. They're rejoicing. They're having themselves a parade. They are. They're loving every minute of it. They're laughing their way all the way to the bank that Florida is going to be mid once again. They're saying, hey, we're the new Nebraska. We have fallen to grace. We are in the bottom of the pit. And that's the thing, is that, you know, that's the name of the game right now. That's where we're at. We are not in a very exciting, sexy place to be in. And a lot of people have turned off their televisions and their subscriptions to the Florida Gator football program because of it. And I look, I totally respect it and I appreciate it. Like I said, though, I'm still bought into this team. I'm going to continue to support them regardless of, you know, what's happening. Let's get to the chat here. There are a couple super chats. We got $5 from Stacy Robinson. Love the show. That's all I can say right now. Well, I love you, Stacy. I appreciate your support. And look, I think there's people that I appreciate and I love and I care for their opinions. And we don't see eye to eye on this whatsoever. And I respect it, and I get where you're coming from. And I even was asking myself, I was talking to my buddy before the show, because I generally try to give the best opinion, the best standpoint from this, so we can kind of look at it from a whole, right? I know I pump and I throw on the spacesuit and I have all these things, but I do feel that we've grown, and myself has grown into this, as this, whatever you want to call this thing. So I try to be as compassionate and as true to myself as possible on these things, and give you the best opinion or synopsis or however you want to look at it. And sometimes it may be wrong and it may not be what you want to hear, but as long as we can respect and appreciate what all of us have to say, that's kind of what at the end of the day, what we got to do. $2. This is from Austin Rogers, says champions of life, Butch Jones equals Napier. So Austin's not happy. We got another $2, says Billy spit on you. Didn't hawk Tua down bad. Look, my thing is, it's not necessarily that I'm bought into the Napier situation. I'm more bought into just the guy. I'm still a Gator fan. That's kind of where it comes. What it boils down to. Doesn't mean I'm always going to be ecstatic with how things are rocking and rolling, but I'm a Gator fan at the end of the day. John Lee, 13 months, says they happy because as soon as we get a coach, they are done. Fair enough. $5 from Landon Gosnell. Get rid of Napier, then what? Rebuild with another coach who may or not win, then call it for his head in 2 years. Give Napier another year, go Gators. I think that's a point you have to look at as well, too. Going into next year, somebody's going to come in, and that 2025 schedule is just as much of a gauntlet. You're not guaranteed, again, to get that Lane Kiffin guy or somebody to come in and win right away. There's just so many moving pieces. We saw it last year with Alabama. I would say that was probably the cleanest process that we could have saw with how Saban left. Saban left on one of the highest notes, though, for Alabama. Alabama, obviously, we know what they have done over the year. They have had a top 3 recruiting class since 1945, okay? The talent there is stockpiled. Saban leaves at a time that the only people that can leave, and again, this is, you look at it, it's pretty ugly, with the fact that, hey, only people can leave out of Alabama. The recruiting class is closed, right? The transfer portal is closed before the spring portal. So all you can have happen to you for Alabama is people leave. So you have that problem, which we would run into that place too. But the foundation of Bama football is nowhere near what Florida football is, okay? That job at Bama was extremely lucrative. Why don't they go get someone like Lane Kiffin? I don't know. Their options, which we are aware of, were Mike Norvell Kalen DeBoer, Lanning. I assume Lane had to have been somewhat part of those conversations. We have a little data now to back that up. Imagine they went all in on Mike Norvell because of his 1-13-0 season. Now, does he go 1 for 13 the following year if he has Alabama talent? Probably not. But you've got to question the foundation that he's built at FSU. You got to question his ability to kind of rally the troops when things are down bad right now. So he probably wasn't the best answer because FSU's probably not feeling too good about it either. Dan Lanning would have been a great option, but he's in a great spot at Oregon. Kalen DeBoer, his ass is getting ringed up a little bit at Alabama right now. He has a good season. He's had success at smaller schools. He had success at Washington. Leaves Washington. He's able to bring over a few players, their coaches. Then you've got Arizona. They hire Washington hires Arizona coaches. Arizona gets plucked through. Arizona's in shambles. There's always going to be a loser in this situation. And I think, again, if you were to make this move this year, nothing's guaranteed. Nobody's extremely sexy. Kurt Singletti might be sexy, but it's 1 year. He's brought his guys from JMU. We don't have a full test yet. In a weird way, you wait around, and we were talking about this with Jay Crane on Tuesday again. The market's going to change again next year. You're going to have more money in your pocket to work with if we're in the same boat next year, right? If we're in the same boat next year. So as much as we want to hate and be upset with where we're at, and then you can, hey, we're going to be a suck again next year, I just don't see a guy who's going to come in right away and make Florida a playoff team right away, because there's going to be growing pains like you see in any rebuild and any new hire. There's always going to be growing pains. And I think we would play with those pains next year anyways. The pro is, again, you're in a little bit more buying power next year. You're still going to run into the same scenarios that we're talking about now with playoffs and those things. But I would like to believe that the coaching carousel might become more lucrative. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it's the future. I can't see the future. I can only assume what it could look like. So let me read the comments here. Again, I think there's a lot of people that have a lot of things to say, and I think they're all right. Stephen Harris says, $2. We're going to be all right, guys. He's all in. He's loving it. $5 from Colby. Problem is, nothing's going to change while we do not have a full-time president in place. Once we do the new AD and head coach can happen. I think that's a big factor that we're kind of overlooking as well too. We're frustrated with Strickland. We hate Strickland. We don't want that guy to make the hire. There's no president in place right now. The UAA we've had our complaints about. We've been frustrated about them. If we go and fire Napier right now, we are back to the same person that has made the last 4 decisions. So here's the thing. Here's how you look at it. We either give Napier 1 more year or we give Strickland 1 more hire. That's maybe how we look at it. How about that? If you put it in that perspective, give Napier 1 more shake at it. Maybe the 4th time around, he gets it done, right? Which is a much, in a weird way, smoother process. And we get rid of Strickland, because I would assume the two would be coincide with one another. Or you get rid of Napier, which is not a top option, but here's the alternative. We get rid of Napier and let Strickland get another crack at it. That's a good way of looking at it. I think so. And I don't think I want that guy making another big-time hire. And you may say, well, I don't want that guy making another play call. And I don't disagree with you. But at least there's a little bit of love, a little bit of passion on the football field that's going on right now. So we'll see. I had another thought there. I was reading through the super chats, and I lost it there on that one. But let me go here. I'll be here every day anyway. Let's effing go in all kinds of weather. I think that's a big thing too, man. I think I saw a lot of people saying I'm done with this team. I'm done. I'm not in that mindset. It is in all kinds of weather. I'm a Gator fan first, and as much as we're upset with how things are being ran and how the process is, it's quitting on a team because it's not going the way you are. That's loser mentality. That's my opinion on that. Because it's not going the way that you think it should, right? I brought up in the Discord today, too. Go back to 3 coaches. You've had McElwain, Muschamp, and Mullen. All 3 coaches, when things weren't going right, the fans go berserk. We want their head. The head was delivered on a platter. I remember I was at the Muschamp game when we booed him out. Mizzou. But he was gone the next day. McElwain, he gets in some shambles. He fakes death threats. He's gone. Mullen, he's not recruiting. The recruiting clip comes out. He's smiling after losses. We want his head. He doesn't know how to put quarterbacks in. Gone. Now, we're calling for deja vu. Here we are again, calling for heads, guilty as charged. I'm right there with you. And I think they were just like, look, F it. We've been listening. We're going to try something new. Will it work? I don't know. I don't have the answers. I don't have a crystal ball to tell you if it will work or not. But I do know we want to go to history. We want to point to the record of Billy Napier. The record of us firing coaches when we scream the loudest hasn't been to be returning either. And I think a big point of it too that people keep saying is like this program is unserious. These people don't want to win. I'm not saying you're not wrong on that either. I think there is a major issue with the UAA. There's no president. Lackluster. There should have been more accountability on Napier going into this year from Strickland, but there's no accountability on Strickland. There's a problem there. I agree with all those things. That's another good point. Again, why move on now? I get we're pissed. I get that we're frustrated. But got to figure it out. Fire Scott. Try to read you guys' comments. I don't know who I hate more, Kamala or Scott. Cry some more. I don't know if you're talking to me, Army. This can't be my guy, Sorley. There's just no way. 322 strong, boys and girls. Smash the like button and subscribe. Also, comment down below. I'm thinking about opinions. I try to be as articulate and as clear as possible on how I feel about these things and want to continue to move forward. But I also know that you guys have thoughts and opinions. And my opinion isn't more valuable or more stronger than anybody else's. We all cheer. We all want to yell and go after this team the same exact way. And some of you definitely invest more into the team than I do. You guys see, I know Sorley and these guys, you guys go to every damn game. You guys are incredible. I don't do that. Right? So you guys get a ton of opinion. Johnny, I hope we lose out now. We wanted Ron Zook gone and we got 2 natties. Look, I mean, we're 1 for 5, right? We're 1 for 5. I'm not saying we haven't been wrong before. I also believe, again, the landscape has changed dramatically. But look, it's a solid point. I mean, we were right that time. $2 from Trap Pack. Thank you, $2. You didn't say anything, but thank you for the $2. Yeah, I know, right, dude? We're all divided politically. Might as well be divided at sports. It sucks. This is the part that I don't like. It's been such a fun ride. And even Dave was saying today, he's like, I love, it's fun when you're able to get excited and you're helping the program grow. And we're doing interviews and we're promoting Florida Victorious and we're going to these events and we're talking about these guys and we're interviewing them. We're signing helmets and we're giving these things away and we feel like we're making a difference in moving the program forward. And I think that's where Dave is upset. I know why Dave is upset. I know why you guys are upset. Because when you want to do those things and you feel like you're not getting that in return and it's not being either appreciated or noticed, frustration sets in. And those are things that are all very, very true. I think for me, I kind of, when I was given a lot in and when I realized, again, my relationships with Ricardo, who used to be part of the staff, the way that I kind of got treated from him, kind of made me take a step back in the sense of like, this is big business. And as much as I think that I can help and I think that I can grow, you guys run your own agenda and you have your own game plan. And that's fine by me. I'm going to continue to do me. But I damn well ain't going to alter how I do my things because you think that I should go a certain way. So I took a step back from that part of it a long time ago. As for the boosters, there has been comments and word that boosters are upset. They're not supporting this decision at all. I think there's a little bit of truth and a little bit of not lie. I think there is some truth to that. I don't think it's a full-blown, hey, Strickland said, F you guys, keep your money. It's no good here. I think there's probably a majority. Maybe they're talking 10, 15 guys that really move the needle for Florida football when it comes to boosters. I would say, yeah, maybe 2, 4, 5 of them for sure. The heavy hitters are still bought in. They have to be. I would be shocked if not. I don't think Strickland just said, F it, we'll make it work. Could be wrong on that one too. And I think people are going to have their thoughts and opinions on that as well, on what is actually true. And we'll see. There's a lot of people who talk to boosters, and again, I know that boosters are upset. How much of them, I don't know. Guys, 345 strong on this beautiful Thursday night. Who thought we'd be here on a Thursday night, rocking and rolling, doing these things? I for sure as hell did. I can tell you that. Let me go ahead and read the comments here a little bit. I know some of you guys are putting some super chats and some, you're celebrating your 27 months. Those are harder to see for me, unfortunately. Let me see if I can pull them up over here. I don't know why they don't pull up in super chats. It's unfortunate because I know you guys are using like how long you've been members, which I do appreciate your memberships. There's also a cool little feature now on YouTube where I can see who comments a lot. So I'm going to start giving you guys some shout out when I can. There it is. Mr. Nobody. What if the boosters don't believe in Lane? I think there's, again, this is my thing. And this is what I was going to with Dave last night is that we say, hey, we're out there and get Lane. But I keep bringing up, I'm just bringing up facts. I'm not saying this is what I want, but we haven't proven that we would go out there and spend that kind of money. I've heard from people who've talked with these boosters, and again, these boosters have their own agenda, their own ego about them, and that was always my concern is that you got Lane, we want Lane to come in and push against it, but you got boosters and these guys at the UAA that probably don't want it. Like, it's not as black and white as you think. There's so many moving pieces. It's political in that regard as well, too. So you got to kind of keep that in mind as well. And here's the thing. Lane's not out of the question next year. Maybe we just put it off for a year. Let the schedule do-si-do, because this schedule is it's the same as next year, right? If we knew right now, hey, we're going to go through, I mean, I don't play hypotheticals. I'm running out of slippery slope there. Maybe for 13 months, John Lee, they happy because as soon as we got a coach, they are done. I read that earlier. Okay, cool. I did not miss anything then. Fantastic. Great stuff. All right, let's go ahead and read this. Today's compromise is tomorrow's standard. That's a good point. I like the way that you said that, right? You start, and that was where my head's at. Because if you start accepting these things, it can very quickly become the norm. And I actually had a conversation with my dad about this because it's at Publix, you used to not be able to have tattoos, piercings, long hair, beards, none of those things. It's like the army. Very strict. And then you were allowed to have tattoos. Then you were allowed to have piercings. Then you could have longer hair. Now it's just there's no, not that I care, but the structure the needle starts to move when you allow for one thing to happen. And it's like, if you allow for this mediocrity to continue, that can somehow become the norm, if that's the case. Again, there's a problem at the topper echelon, and in a way, you got to hope and believe that this is kind of, it could be the final writing of the wall for that topper echelon. It could shoot him in the foot, and you could get a reset. Here we go. Let's see what Wolf Gator. It's amazing how financially successful who watch these failed football hires and overall horrible ROI just shows that one can't be a jack of all trades. The boosters. It's amazing how financially successful who watch these who watch these failed football hires and overall horrible ROI just shows that one can't be a jack of all trades. Can you rephrase that, Wolf? Maybe I'm not understanding it. Chad Hayes, $2. Shelton, we are so close. Keeping Napier is huge. And you've got this side of it. Chad, good luck, buddy. They're going to drag you. $2 from Trap Pack. Rob still needs to go. We need a real O-line coach. Possibly. Callie says, no one is accepting anything, though. And I think that's the point. Sometimes I try to explain my words and say things as good as I can. I bookmarked it because... What the hell? My computer's struggling here, boys. We all good? What's her face said it pretty well. Allie is like, look, we can support the team. And a lot of people have said that we can support the team, we can support what's going on, but not accept necessarily the loss. There's like both can be true at the same time. And I think that's the part that people aren't really processing. Is like, just because I'm supporting the team, just because I'm, going to be bought in and understand, like, look, the decision's been made. Let's keep moving. Doesn't mean that I accept mediocrity, but it's like, well, you are because you're accepting it. So the alternative is what you're saying is like, hey, and I get it. Some people are like, I'm not going to go to games. I'm not going to buy tickets and make my point that way. And that's fine. I think that's accepted. If that's your protest in this because you're unhappy with it, I accept that. Turkey Nader says keeping him at least another year is the smartest decision UF could made in this current situation. I think that from an emotional standpoint, I think yes, it's frustrating. But from the logic of it, when you look at the landscape of things, and I know you're kind of getting tired of hearing that, but it's like, look, we've got to take one more step back to take 4 steps forward. You may not like it, but we'll see. Can't wait for Billy to come to Miami next year. Chi-Town Billy. I mean, it'll be like a Florida home game anyways. Watching Sheldon Reed reminds me of a Kamala rally. That's pretty good. I usually can read pretty well, but I guess not on that one there. I was struggling. A new play call or a whole new offense is needed. Yeah, look, I think there had to have been some work. I was watching the Crane show. They were doing a great job of breaking this down. I guess when Harbaugh, because look, Harbaugh kind of ran into the same situation. Michigan doubled down. But there was a conversation with Harbaugh of like, hey, you're not delivering on your promise. We got to renegotiate this contract a little bit. And maybe that could be a part of the conversation too. It's like, we promise you a lot. We're not getting in return. We'll work with you, but you need to work back with us. Something to think about as well, too. What did Terry say? Bailey is here, so we need to get past it and back our players. And I agree. I think that's where I'm at with it. Today, we can complain, we can yell, we can do those things. But come Saturday, orange and blue, strap up, let's go. And now we know the coach isn't going anywhere, so let's just get to the end of the season. And then we can discuss it from there. I mean, if things just really fall off the trail, you got we could start to raise the question again. But right now, we're there. This is very simple. He gets what is it? This is very simple. He gets one more year. That's it. Look at our returning talent. If we can't win next year, I'm off the train. We've made progress. Let's keep it through. And I think that's how a lot of people are seeing this as well too. Is like, what's one more year? I know people hate hearing it. Just being honest with you. Almost 400 strong, boys. Again, show some love. Not 100 likes. I would love if we could get over 100 likes. That would mean the world to me if we could do that. Thoughts below. Let me know in the comment section. Should we do a call-in show later on tonight around like 8:30? I think we got Monday. We got men's basketball, but again, I think it's good to hear from you guys. It's always fun to kind of pick this up. DC says this kills recruiting. I disagree. I think that this was positive for the recruiting more than what it could have been. Because at least people may not like it. People may not be bought into Billy, right? There is going to be that part of it. But, uh-oh. But I think we had a flip the moment it happened because people were unaware or unsure of the stability. There is, whether you hate the stability or not, there at least has now been a secure of stability. And I think that's promising. First is focused on strong recruiting, especially with players like quarterback DJ Lagwin, defensive end Elgin McCray gives Florida Foundation a promising young talent. Don't forget my boy Jaden Ball, run the ball, baby. That guy's good too. Todd Golden showed improvement in year 2. Todd's in balling, boys. And I know there's a lot of hate for Todd Golden in year 1 too, but he has been doing some great things as of late. Is there some lag going on? My computer I think is running overdrive right now, and screaming for help because I have too much crap on it and I need to clear this bad boy up. But I'm going to try to clear this up while we're on the fly if I can. I'm a mess, boys. I'm in shambles over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm a complete wreck. While we're here, let's go ahead and give a quick shout out to our sponsors at Tacova. I showed you the boots the other day, boys and girls. Those things are absolutely sexy, phenomenal. Be sure to go check out Tacova's handcrafted leather from Texas. Fantastic pair of boots. My boy Travis said he's going to go down to one of their stores in Dallas, check it out, go through the experience, get fitted, see what it feels like, because you need to go into the store. You got to. Then go back home, order online, you get to get 10% off, of course. But go check them out. Get yourself a nice, sexy pair of boots for the holiday season for you, your wife. Maybe get matching boots. Got some fantastic cowboy hats, great boot cut jeans, all things you need to look sexy this holiday season. So again, tacovas.com/hightop. You get 10% off when you sign up for emails and texts. You'll put the link in. It'll pop up. Boop, boop, boop. Fill her out. Save some money. They're expensive boots. High quality, sexy boots, boys. Point your toes west. Love that there. Our team doesn't accept mediocrity. They're going to play. I'm excited to see it. Look, from what happened last week to the noise this week, how do we look on Saturday? Going to tell us a lot. Brad Dugan, longtime Gator fan here, UF football, ain't serious about football anymore. And is okay with losing and mediocrity, which is embarrassing and pathetic. And I think, look, you've got a high majority of Gator fans that feel that way. And I think, I've said this before, that you've got your ups and downs of Gator fans that have supported this for a very long time. And because we've been so brash and so quick to make decisions when things aren't going proper, that has proven to us like that is the answer, right? And I don't disagree, but look, I you got to start to wonder, is it just because you just keep turning these guys over and over and over again? All we're doing is just resetting the inevitable. You know what I mean? I don't think just firing a coach after 2 years because it isn't good enough is the answer either, or even 3 years. I hear you, right? But we've almost got conditioned to, if it's not going right, you fire it. Because the one time we did that, it worked out to the most extreme possible way by winning 2 national championships. So now we are conditioned as Gator fans to believe that if it's not working, cut it, let's go. Next guy's got to work, right? Oh, you're not working? Oh, this guy's figured it out. There's only 3 coaches in the college football right now that have a championship under their belt. Mac Brown, Kirby Smart. Who's the other one? There ain't much. They're all gone. Well, they're not all gone. It was just Saban. Carried the load there for us. So some of these, there's just coaches lying around that's got championships on under the belt. S. Beck says we will win the next 3 of the 4. Love that. At least we're at FSU. You got to think that's got to be a consideration, a factor of it too. The fact of how bad they look. If FSU's running at an all-time high, if they're going against Miami toe-to-toe playing in the AC championship, is this looked at differently? I don't know. Questions, thoughts, maybe, possibly. Who knows? I can't imagine hoping for your team to lose. Crazy-ass talk. Yeah, at this point, like, I understood, like, there was people wanting Florida to lose because they wanted to get rid of Napier, but at this point, it's been confirmed he ain't going nowhere. I don't want these boys to lose. I got that in me. Not so Dexter. He's in shambles. I'm going to have to stop watching Gator football. I hope they have an empty stadium in Gainesville. I hope they lose every game by 50 points. I hope DJ transfers. Brutal. Shambles. Absolute shambles. We could have a great time just reading the comment section. I mean, there's a massive swing between both parties right now. Professor, they also put Ron Roberts in the booth and Armstrong on the field. I don't know what he's saying. Napier struggles with game management, injuries affecting key players, and Florida's challenging schedule have all been factors in their underwhelming performance this season. Many fans and boosters left me on the street and left me on the ropes there. Nick Saban going to Bama changed Florida football. You saw the cracks after the 2008 season. Saban put Meyer in a blender in recruiting. Possible. Has anyone done a health check on Gator Quiz? Oh, Gators and Boosters are seeking clarity on his future as they approach the early signing period in December, which is crucial for recruiting. A decision on whether to keep him or make him coaching changes soon. Is this guy just popping in AI? Like his chat's like broken up here. Stephen Little. Well, boys and girls, nobody said they want to do a call-in show, so maybe I don't know. We'll see. But what a day. It's been mayhem, like I said. It's been fun to talk about it. But like I said, we'll talk about it today. We'll see what's going on. And Beg and Megan says there's a lot of rumors of a bunch of Bull Gators walking out. They're done. I mean, this could be a splitting point here for the Florida Gators. Could be a time to figure it out. As long as we FSU $10 from Renard Washington. Thank you for the $10, man. We are good. Then we've got Sam Adams. Here we go. $5 here. Let's see what Sam had to say. He says, excuse me. Y'all crazy to think this is going to change after 3 years. Same shit, different year. By the way, our fans and players complaining is the reason y'all are on board. By the way, our fans and players complaining is the reason y'all are on board. I'm not quite sure what that means, but lines have been drawn. Oh, yeah. There is a line in the sand. Pick your side. If you pick that side, I hate you. We'll see, boys. Saturday should be fun. Call-in show, yes? All right, we'll do a call-in show. I think it'll be good. We'll see how it pans out. I'm going to eat some dinner. Hang out with the kiddo for a little bit. You guys be good. Cool off. Gather some arguments. Let's talk about it. Give me your thoughts and opinions. Shout out to the wife for the Christmas decorations. Holly jolly. We're in the festivities. I love you, boys. We'll see you guys later tonight. I should have done a pick'ems. Should have done my prize picks. I still can. Do a quick lineup for the boys real quick, yeah? Let's get something. This was the other night. This one's old here. Let's do a quick lineup for the boys. We'll put a little do-si-do on Thursday football here. We got the Bengals versus Lamar. All right, here we go, boys. I'm gonna do-si one up here for the prize pick to close the show out. Derrick Henry has been balling, boys. Give me Derrick Henry for more than half a rushing touchdown yard. The guy has done everything but not score. Then I'm going to take Lamar Jackson to have more than 210. They've got a little slash him special for him tonight. Give me that all day. Joey B, more than 273. That is something else. I'm going to go to receiving yards. Those things fire me up. Passing yards can get a little dicey from time to time. Jamar to have more than 86. I think they're going to sling the rock. He hasn't had more than 65 all year. Is this the game? He hasn't had more than, but one game he had. Against Baltimore, he had 193. Could this be the game? That just seems too crazy to me. I'm going to go with Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers to have more than 66. What do we think? I like Zay Flowers there. That's going to be the prize pick lineup. Head on over, download the app prizepicks.com. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, use code HIGHTOP. And when you play your first $5, you get back $50 in return when you use the code HIGHTOP at Prize Picks. Tell me tonight, one last time, Derrick Henry more for half a rushing touchdown. Lamar, more than 210 passing yards. Zay Flowers, more than 65.5 receiving yards for the football game tonight between the Bengals and the Ravens. Again, use code HIGHTOP. Download the app Prize Picks. Prize Picks. Run your game. Well, boys, I love you. Good to see you. Do pick'ems, ho. I did them, baby. We did them. You guys be good. Smash the like button, subscribe, do all the good stuff. You guys have a great rest of your night, and I'll see y'all later on.